Hey, Alpha fam, welcome back to another episode of Alpha Commission. Today on Alpha Commission, I just want to give a big congratulations to the Alpha fam for their KADENA trades. Of course, we have been trading KADENA for quite some time. And just a quick note before I start this episode, I do want to remind you that Monday we'll have some important 3-year Fed. Inflation expectations. So don't forget to just pay attention to the markets around 11 a.m. on Monday morning, Eastern Standard Time, because there could be just a little bit of volatility surrounding that information. It's not really a decision day, but just something to pay attention to in the markets in case there's a little chaos. However, we have been in this KADENA trade, and a lot of people might have felt a bit overwhelmed to try to take on this chart, as it has been just a falling knife. But we did seem to put in a local bottom here, and so we did start to trade it again, just like we were trading it in this area a few months ago. And if I turn on the drawings here, you can get an idea of what that looked like, what the area looked like that we used to be trading. Of course, that was when we were picking up these lows, and off of the higher low here after this just dramatic drop, we got some higher lows, took a chance on it, got the mean reversion, and then traded the channel before getting the F out based upon the overall macro news. And so that was quite a profitable section of trading. And as we did see the pattern repeating down here, I did advise us to get back into this trade after prompted by my friend Crypto Retta, who was talking about it in his group, the AR Collective. And of course, it did just look so juicy. And so we were looking at these levels based upon these higher lows in this kind of rounding pattern. And of course, it did pay off. Now, a lot of people think that these diagonals are just kind of BS. They don't like to look at those things, but you can see that where we break through these areas, we do get a nice little pop towards the top of our channels. Of course, we did it again here. We broke through it, popped to the top. Of course, the chart itself wasn't ready to break up to the upside. The overall market just wasn't ready for that. And so the advice that I was giving was to just trade this channel as it is. You know, what you see is what you get. So just trade the best that you can inside of this channel, and that would be fairly good because this did have a bullish kind of accumulation being put onto it. And eventually the top here would get exhausted, right? And one day it would pop up. And the suggested target that I set for us was approximately $2, right? And so what we did, of course, we bought here. I bought a little bit here. You guys, should have bought a little bit of here on support when we had that pullback after taking profit here, twice actually, and after taking some profit here. Of course, you could have decided to re-enter on the breakout, or this could have been just a take profit one, and this would be a take profit two. Of course, I'm not trying to control these trades for you. I'm not really, micromanaging what you guys are doing, but I did set the standard that we should be able to target $2 on the breakout of this. And of course, I'm suggesting to take profit at these levels because typically speaking, we don't break through these wedges in just one go. It takes a couple of times, and you can get knocked down pretty hard in the meantime. So you guys want to be taking, at least a little bit of profit, just in case something like this happens, right? Where you more or less had the same thing down here, and then it popped up and it hit this diagonal and it just got shot down like crazy, right? So you don't want to be sitting in this position if it gets shot down to the next level lower, which we don't know if that can happen or not, right? So, guys, it's just always good to be taking your profit, putting some food on your table. You don't need to be collecting these coins. There will be pullbacks just like there will be pumps. And the danger is just, trying to buy in on pumps, or just trying to hold every pump but never paying yourself. Like, when do you pay yourself? You pay yourself on a pump. You don't pay yourself after, the it retraces, right? So like when do you get paid? That's what you have to ask yourself at the top, right? When it's pumping, right? You'll never know when is the exact top. You'll never know how high it could actually go, but you have to take a little bit of a profit along the way in order to put food on your table, in order to make money trading, right? That's why that's why we take profit here, even though we believe it can get up into this area. We take profit at the resistance, right? We're having resistance here. It's a good place to take some profit if you haven't done so, especially considering how powerful this diagonal has been. And this diagonal has just knocked us on our butt before, right? It has knocked us on our butt twice. It has actually, it was the line that was actually holding up to the top of this chart. You can see this reaction here, right? And then the breakdown, you can see how it was kind of holding up here, and then the breakdown. And so the overall exuberance of this chart is above it, which means that kind of realistic expectations are underneath it, and there's just a very good chance of this coin retracing as long as it's underneath this line. Now, if it has a clean breakout of that line, maybe exuberance is back in the market for KADENA. But until then, we should probably consider just, how do we make this a win for ourselves? And of course, you don't need to be collecting coins at $2 that were just valued at $1.50, right? You can wait for a pullback or something, right? You can wait for a breakout, some type of change in structure that would make you think that it would just continue to go, as opposed to just being at resistance. We're at resistance right now. So again, this isn't financial advice. I'm mostly just talking to myself, since of course this is just a program for my own continuous learning and self-improvement. And if you guys can benefit from that, then happy to have you along. And yeah, guys, but just a big congratulations to any of the Alpha fam who did take this trade, because of course we were saying, just buy in the lower 1/3 of this box, and you're probably buying at the lows of the market, and where you want to be selling is at the top of this box, or if we get a breakout, then we would be targeting that $2 area. We've now satisfied this top take profit area multiple times, and we've satisfied our goal in this trade. Okay, so personally, I'm not going to be greedy. I'm going to take profit and wait for some type of a pullback, or perhaps get into a different coin that has a more ideal setup than just one that has just like pumped, right? Because I want to be in a coin that's low so that I can get the next pump. I don't want to just sit in a coin that's already pumped. Time to take some profit. Just my opinion. You guys can have your own opinions, do what you want. But I would really look forward to this thing retracing, perhaps back to $1.90, or perhaps chopping around on this diagonal and breaking out somehow. Or who knows, maybe even it gets deflected and goes to the next level down, right? Which could be in that 80 cents area. Who knows? Who knows? But that's possible, and we've seen it happen before. So don't let these market makers, don't let the market just take all your money from you. At least take a little bit off the table and feed your family. Be a good little alpha monkey. Don't be some type of degenerate moon whale or degenerate ape. We've got to just be clever in how we're working in this current macroeconomic downtrend that we're in. Even if we're in a good kind of little bullish pocket right now, we do see Bitcoin retracing, we do see other coins retracing, and so we are pretty blessed. Those of us who are in KADENA are pretty blessed to be able to take these profits right now. You can see the resistance that we're facing, this kind of like choppy area right now. If we are able to pop through that, then of course, you can see this other area right here around 240, and then maybe this kind of area around 270, pardon me, 278, and then this area around 350, and that more or less corresponds with these little choppiness areas over here. And so those numbers would be the numbers that we would target if you are going to keep a little bit in the market, because you believe that it can keep going and that it's not going to retrace first. Then if you do decide to keep a little bit in the market, you may want to trade those kind of choppy areas right there. and maybe I'll just put some type of lines on that just to help visualize it. You know me, I'm a little bit of a scrappy trader. Just like to do things kind of in a visual, artistic way. But I do appreciate that many people are very organized in this industry, at least visually on their charts. But again, I'm not charging for this. This is free, so forgive my sloppiness there. Let's see. Let's see. So there we go. So if you want some numbers to target, just I would consider that those areas would be the next kind of levels that you would look at, and probably, we could, add this one, maybe refine this one here, and refine this one here. Maybe diminish this one a bit. So there we go. In white, you can see those numbers, right? You know, we've got our 216 that we hit, the 245, 272, 294, $3, $3.45, just as kind of areas that we might get a little bit chopped. And of course, if we do break back down, then $2 and $1.90 is pretty much where we might be able to see some retracements before perhaps a little bit of a bounce or a pause. And from there, of course, it's just the bottom of the range towards $1.45 to maybe $1.60, just kind of coming back to this type of mid level here before maybe making another go and trying to break out of this wedge, or possibly just getting rejected and breaking down finally, right? But overall, things are looking good. I'm neither bearish nor bullish on this. I do understand that Bitcoin is in a bit of a retrace right now. And so because Bitcoin is retracing and we don't know just how far it could fall, it's a good idea whenever Bitcoin is retracing, whenever Ethereum is retracing, especially when both of them are retracing, to just take some profits out of whatever coin that you're in if you are in profit, and to wait for these guys to come back to support before you maybe add to your position, right? For me, support is approximately in that 22,700 to $23,000 area. We are kind of in that zone, and personally, I don't want to see Bitcoin breaking down below around 22,400. We lose that area and we start losing a lot of the momentum that we built up. But of course, you know, wild things can happen in this market, and next week could be volatile based upon the monthly closings and just everything that's going on. So again, like congratulations, like you guys did great. You guys in KADENA did a really great job. You were really patient for this trade. There were a lot of ups and downs, and I know a lot of people, got super scared. When we had this wick down here, when we bounced off the middle and came back down, when we hit the top here, like not just once, but like 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and then got just pushed back down to the middle. It was super risky to try to pick up a position here in the middle, and then we got deflected again, right? But ultimately, we were able to buy again at support, take some profit in the top 1/3 of this box, and then a lot of people would have been shaken out of their position, as we started to fall, but we never broke the middle area. We never broke that 160, which was the limit that I put as kind of the threshold for kind of worrying about those type of things as a breakdown to the bottom. And we did, sure enough, we did pop up here. Now we popped up once, we popped up twice, and it was actually on the third try that we were able to break through there cleanly, when previously we had just been deflected from the top multiple times. And so, guys, like these things don't just happen in one fell swoop. It does take patience. Patience is rewarded. And of course, having a strategy of buying low and selling high, not not buying high, not buying up here just because you think it's pumping, right? and then of course, getting scared once it retraces, right? Like that's the problem that most people make. So congratulations, Alpha Fam. Great job on the KADENA trade. Personally, I'm going to be exiting it for a while, and you can see it's already retracing back. It might continue to go, but we'll take it just one step at a time, okay? But as for now, celebrate those profits and hopefully pay for something for your family, get a nice dinner, and celebrate that kind of a way. As your alpha for the day, stay safe and happy trading.